I have a request. None of the other PTCs have on there before, right?
Just Perez, but he's scheduled after. And I don't know what's happening with.
Did you find Mr.?
I did not.
Okay, are you intending to?
I'm sorry, I'm late, Your Honor.
I didn't know you were late. It's like 9:40.
I'm in the
Okay. No worries. Are you intending to continue to exam or did you need to address something?
No, I'm just gonna just leave it on. I was gonna address it.
Okay, long as I get the substitution before you leave, he's fine to go. And then we'll see him next week for his exam.
I appreciate it.
Does he have an exam?
You said what?
Does he have a date?
Oh, he doesn't have a date. He doesn't have an exam date. Is that correct?
I don't see that.
I don't think he has an exam date. We have to schedule him one.
Yeah.
Is that the substitution?
Yeah, after. Yeah, we're just waiting for it to reach the site.
March 6th at 9.
Okay, so it won't be until March 6th. Does that work for you?
It does, I appreciate it. We're asking. Is that at B3?
9.
That's the ones that want.
March 6th at 9. And there's that. Okay. Oh, goodness, Father. Maybe I need to do some transcripts. Maybe that's what. No parents gonna be picking up what we got going on today.
Yep.
Okay. On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Adrian Lamont Johnson, 25-03782, council appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Adam Pfeiffer on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jacob Sarge, the fourth assistant public defender here on behalf of Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, please stand up. Thank you. Mr. Johnson is standing to my right.
How are you, Mr. Johnson? Okay, today was the date again scheduled for exam. I believe we're ready to proceed. Any preliminary matters?
First thing, we also have P53 scheduled for today, and Detective Candy is here. The two officers that I plan on calling today, I believe, are on their way, but the plan is to start with Miss Crawford, which should give enough time for the officers to arrive.
Okay.
And just as a nuts and bolts matter, the people have made it pretty clear in previous hearings, we are worried about possible perjury concerns with Miss Crawford. My plan is to call her, and I will be asking very specific questions I do not believe will violate my ethical obligation to not suborn perjury.
Thank you.
Defense would request a standard sequestration order, Your Honor.
Absolutely.
See any witnesses in the background, but still, I would request a standard sequestration order. as it relates to witnesses.
Sequestration is granted. And do you know which order you're gonna go? Are you gonna start with PA 53 or you're gonna start
Actually,
with?
that would probably make things simpler with Detective Candy. If we can start with that, that would be great.
Sounds good.
Okay. Then let me go grab her. That will just be back to back again. Your Honor, people call Detective Stephanie Kennedy.
Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
I do.
State your first and last name and then spell both.
Stephanie Kennedy, STEPHANIE, KENNEDY.
Indeed to proceed, counsel.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Kennedy.
Good morning.
Where are you currently employed?
City of Lansing Police Department,
And what is your role there?
a detective.
Now, were you assigned to work on a case involving Adrian Johnson?
Yes.
And what was the purpose of, or what? Apologies, let me try not to have a clear sentence. What work did you do on that case?
Communication via the Am County jail system.
And what kind of communications did you find?
I located several phone calls to a phone number that associated to the victim in the report. The associated same phone number in the report from inmate Adrian Johnson. Call up.
Now, was that number 269-259-8821?
I believe so.
Now, apart from the report, did Ms. Crawford tell you that was her phone number?
I actually spoke to her on that.
Objection, Your Honor, calls for hearsay in the response. Proper telling the detective.
Did you want to respond to the objection?
Its effect on the listener, Your Honor.
Okay, your objections overruled.
Sorry, could you please repeat your answer?
I spoke to her on that phone number.
And apart from phone calls, did you discover any other contacts that Mr. Johnson had with that victim?
A video call.
Your Honor, if I may approach with what's marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 7 and 8.
You may.
Detective, can you please tell me what you see in each of these documents, or if you recognize what's in them?
I do. There are screenshots that I took of the call log showing the communication with phone numbers. That is Exhibit 7. And Exhibit 8 is a screenshot I took of a video call that shows Mr. Johnson's face on one side and Ms. Crawford's face on the other.
Do those appear to accurately reflect what you observed in the systems?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, people would seek to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 7 and 8 for purposes of K53.
Any objection?
Yes, Your Honor, lack of foundation. Thank you.
Objections overruled.
Thank you. May I publish to the court this time?
Yes.
Now, People 7, call log, that's not exclusively Ms. Crawford's number, correct? But her number that ends in 8821 is included in there?
Correct.
And called by Adrian Johnson's account?
Correct.
Did you listen to those calls?
Yes.
And did they discuss court case?
Yes.
Your Honor, I don't believe I have any further questions for this witness.
Cross-examination.
Have you ever previously spoken to Adrian Johnson?
No.
Would you be able to recognize his voice?
No.
And in terms of Ms. Crawford, did she specifically identify herself as Ms. Crawford in the call itself?
No.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further.
I'm just looking at People's 8. Was this just phone calls or was there also video calls?
Video.
Oh, okay. The picture in People 8, is this a live like a live screenshot picture, or is it like a, you know how you can save a picture on your like page and it pops up when you call?
I
or
was watching the video and I paused it.
Okay, so this is like a live picture of the actual call.
Correct.
Thank you.
Do you see the man from that video visit here today?
I do.
Could you please point out where he's sitting?
We jumped through to the.
If record of questions identified the defendant as the man she observed in that video visit.
Any objection?
Yes, Your Honor. Lack of foundation and based on the quality of the image, respectfully, I don't think that would have been sufficient for the comparison. Thank you.
Okay, I disagree. I think the quality of the image is quite clear. I clearly see someone that looks identical to the person sitting in the courtroom. I also can see a picture or video of someone identified as a Thomas Crawford, but the person in the picture looks like the lady that's been in my court before. It's a Brandy Crawford. Also should be noted that it says Adrian Johnson with his inmate number attached. So I think this one's sufficient foundation. Your objections or root identification is noted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then, actually, I have one last question. Did Ms. Crawford send you an email including that phone number?
Yeah.
Is that the same email address you received other messages from her?
Several.
Nothing further.
Okay, thank you, Detective. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Defense calling witnesses today on the PA 53.
Not for the PA 53, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you can proceed.
You violated the court's orders. It's pretty clear here. I'd ask you find him guilty of violating the no contact order of court.
Thank you. Mr. Sarts.
Thank you, Your Honor. The burden of proof for these types of proceedings is proof beyond reasonable doubt. Respectfully, people have not met their burden. There's too many questions about identification in terms of the calls and in terms of the video visit. The detective explained that the parties did not identify themselves in the call. She would not recognize the voices. So because of that, Your Honor, respectfully, the people have not met their burden. I would request on behalf of Mr. Johnson that the alleged PA 53 violation be. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, again, we had the testimony of one detective who was assigned to investigate the allegations of bond violations in the time frame of December 2025 to January 9, 2026, while the defendant, Mr. Adrian Johnson, was in the custody of the Ingham County Jail. It should first be noted that the prosecutor advised the court that he had pulled the calls for the defendant and had heard calls in violation of the no contact order between the defendant and the protected person, Brandy Joy Crawford. Because of that, this matter was then assigned to the detective who later pulled the calls. The court is in receipt of People 7, which reflects a series of phone calls from the Ingham County Jail from the defendant's Adrian Johnson account to a number that the detective had associated with Brandy Crawford multiple times. If that was not enough to sustain the burden, and the court is confident that it was, there's a recorded video call also depicted. I don't know what kind of mental capacity you would have to be in to get told that you can't have contact directly or indirectly with someone. And then while you're in jail, where they remind you before you do it that this is recorded, you not only make a recorded phone call, but you do it on a video. So your images are captured. There's absolutely zero question about identification. We've already got your identification number, which was already sufficient. If your identification number was used to call the protected party, then it's you. But then we got your picture. Oh, and you have some very distinctive features right here within your nose. The court can see your full face in this picture of a video call that the detective paused. Looks like it was a 30 minutes and 3 seconds phone call, video phone call, in violation of the court order. And the testimony of the detective is that this court case was discussed during that. The court is satisfied beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Johnson violated the court's order on multiple occasions. And so that will be sustained. We'll address this sentencing at the conclusion of the conclusion of the preliminary examination. You can proceed with your witness for that.
Thank you. If I may retrieve those documents, Your Honor.
Absolutely.
And then actually to get Detective Kennedy out of here quicker, I'm going to call her first and basically do basically a repeat of what we just did for the PA 53. So it's on the record for the exam, because technically, legally, that's what we have to do.
Sounds good.
So the people will call Detective Stephanie Kennedy.
You're still under oath.
Yes, ma'am.
You can proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Kennedy.
Good morning.
Where are you currently employed?
City of Lansing Police Department.
And what is your role there?
Detective.
Were you assigned to work on the Adrian Johnson case?
Yes.
And what was the extent of your work on that case?
Jail phone calls, in-kind jail system.
And what did you discover in that work?
I discovered multiple calls to the victim's phone number from Adrian account.
And you also discovered that there was a video visit where they ended up communicating with each other?
Yes,
Admittedly, for that video visit, it was brief when it was Miss Crawford. Is that right?
correct.
If I may approach what's been marked people's, oh, no, one more question. Did you confirm that Miss Crawford's number is 269-259-8821?
Yes, I spoke to her on the phone number.
Now, is there anything else confirming that that was her number?
It was written on the original report.
Did she also send you an email from bcrawfordkc@gmail.com saying that that was her number?
Yes,
If I may approach what's been marked as people's proposed exhibits 7 and 8, Your Honor.
You may.
Detective Kennedy, do you recognize what's in people 7 and 8?
yes. 7 is a screenshot of the jail list from Adrian Johnson's account that I screenshot. And 8 is a screenshot of the live video that I had paused when both their faces were on the screen of Adrian Johnson and Randy Crawford.
And do those appear to accurately reflect what you observed in the system?
Yes,
This time, people seek to admit people's proposed exhibits 7 and 8 as evidence.
That's what objecting grounds of lack of foundation, Your Honor. Thank you.
Objections overruled.
Is Ms. Crawford's number, that is the 8821, located on that call list from Mr. Johnson's account?
exhibit 7, yes.
This time, people would seek to publish them to the court once again.
Please.
Do you see the man who is visibly in People's Exhibit 8 here in the courtroom?
Yes,
Could you please point out where he's sitting, maybe something he's wearing, and people around him?
blue jumpsuit sitting next to the fence screen.
The record reflects she not only pointed at the defendant, but also has identified him for the record, for purposes of the exam.
Your objections noted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Overruled. Identifications noted.
Thank you. I have no further questions for this witness.
Thank you. You may be excused.
What, Your Honor?
Your Honor,
Oh, you got a cross-examine?
Yeah.
just briefly.
Okay.
But just to clarify, Detective, you've never talked to Mr. Johnson yourself, correct?
Correct.
So you wouldn't be able to recognize his voice, correct?
Correct.
And in terms of those jail calls, alleged calls, and in terms of your communications, neither of the parties ever identified themselves, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. No further questions.
Thank you. Now you may be excused.
No report. Nope, you are all set. Take care.
Call your next witness.
Thank you. The people would now call Randy Crawford. Later, it might be just a minute or two. Because I
Take
can
your
still.
time.
Yeah, we will get there. We'll set up the right one. That is appreciated.
Morning, Your Honor.
Put you right here. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
Yes.
You have a seat. there's a microphone that's in front of you. That microphone does not amplify your voice in the courtroom. It only lets the lady behind you hear you through the system. So your voice must be loud and clear, which I don't think will be a problem. But also all of your responses must be verbal because she's making a record of everything. So head nods and head shakes won't be sufficient to answer a yes or no question. Also, mhm and uhs, we can't use that. So if you forget, we'll just ask you, is that a yes or a no, okay? Lastly, if there's an objection from either side, you have to stop speaking immediately. For court rules, I need to make a determination about whether or not that answer can be given or not, and then I'll advise you to give the answer. If you don't understand a question or you need to repeat it, you can request to have that done, okay? If at any time you need to take a break, just let us know.
Okay, thank you.
State your first and last name and spell both.
Brandy Crawford, BRANDI CRAWFORD.
You can proceed, counsel.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Crawford.
Good morning.
As Judge already said, try and keep your voice up. This court really does kind of eat the sound. So instead of act like you're talking to me or the judge, I know you have an advocate here. I would act like you're talking to her towards that back of the courtroom. Just because I fall into that trap too, speaking quietly. here.
Especially with the fans going to.
Yeah. Now, Ms. Crawford, do you know an Adrian Johnson?
Yeah,
How do you know?
he's my ex.
Do you see him here in the courtroom today?
Yeah,
Could you please point out where he's sitting, maybe something that he's wearing, people around him aren't wearing?
wearing a jail uniform.
If the record reflects, she pointed at the defendant as identified him as Adrian Johnson.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
So noted.
Now, do you know 1030 South Holmes Street?
Yeah,
How do you know that address?
where,
Were you living there on December 20th of 2025?
yeah,
And was Adrian there with you that day?
yeah,
Now, at some point that day, did you end up going out to a digger and deal with Adrian?
Yeah.
At some point there, did you end up speaking with police?
that's the part I don't remember. I know I talked to him, I just don't remember that part.
Okay,
Like who I talked to, what I said.
but you remember just speaking to police in general while you were there at digger and deal? Now, at some point that day on December 20th, 2025, well, actually, let me back up. Do you own a firearm?
Yeah, I already did. I asked the police to destroy it, so I wouldn't have to use it on myself.
What type of gun was it?
For 22
Was it a revolver or something automatic?
revolver.
I'd like to approach what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 4. May, Your Honor.
Yes.
Ms. Crawford, do you recognize what's in this photograph?
Yeah,
How do you recognize that?
that's my gun.
Does that appear to accurately reflect your gun that day?
Yeah.
People would seek to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 4 into evidence this time.
Give me a drink.
To preserve the issue, Your Honor, yes, I'm going to object the grounds of lack of foundation. As she described, she claimed the gun was destroyed, so at this point.
You said that I didn't hear what you said. She described what?
She claimed that the gun was destroyed, or she was requesting the gun to be destroyed, so respectfully, lack of
I mean,
foundation.
I think this is my gun.
Ma'am, you can't talk over his objection.
Your Honor, that objection does not have any bearing on the foundation of this.
Yeah, I was
photograph.
trying to understand how that connected to this. It doesn't have any connection. So the objection's overruled.
Thank you.
It's admitted.
I may publish the report.
Yes.
At some point on December 20th, 2025, was that gun pressed into your face?
By myself, yeah.
We told him to turn that down.
Did it leave a mark?
When I put it against my cheek,
Okay, when the gun was pressed into your face that day, left a mark that day.
when I did that, yeah, and I took a picture.
And did you took a photograph? And did you also have a time and date stamp on that you sent to the police?
Yeah.
If I may approach what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 3, do
May.
you recognize the defendant's exhibit?
Yeah.
How do you recognize?
What do you mean, how?
Well, what is in the photograph that you recognize?
Myself?
Is this something that you sent to the police?
Yeah,
Does it appear to accurately reflect what you said to the police?
Yeah, that was the timestamp.
Yes. And does that photograph appear to accurately reflect the mark that the gun left on you that day?
When I put it against my face, yeah.
So that's the mark the gun left that day, correct? I believe that there's sufficient foundation here for admission of people's proposed brief.
To the objection.
Yes, Your Honor, lack of foundation, make it.
Mr. is admitted.
Thank you. Can I publish to the court this time?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Crawford, you've said a couple times now that you were the one who put the gun into your face, but isn't it true that you told the police several times on December 20th, 2025, that it was Mr. Johnson who put the gun in your face?
I don't recall.
You don't recall? Okay, well, would looking at a video of your interaction with police that day help refresh your memory as to what you said?
So what I said,
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Okay, would you like to try?
I don't know if that will aggravate my PTSD or not, because the whole day was very traumatic for me.
Well, ma'am, I'm not asking about how it's going to affect your PTSD. Do you believe that it will help your memory as to what you told police that day? Not about what you're claiming happened, but what you told police on December 20th.
I don't think it would help my memory because I don't even remember getting home that day.
Okay. So,
So you don't remember doing what?
I don't remember even getting home that day. I don't even know how I got home, if I drove home, if someone brought me home. I don't remember talking to the police that day.
But you remember putting a gun to your own face?
Yeah,
Okay, and you.
that was before
Before what?
we went to the gun shop.
Okay, and you remember talking to the police?
Briefly,
Okay.
but I didn't even remember the police officer. Like, a police officer told me that she was there and I don't remember her or talking to her.
Okay, so you don't know if they'll refresh your recollection or not?
No, I don't.
Okay, she doesn't know if they'll refresh your recollection or not.
understood. Ms. Crawford, at one point, did you say that you had done this on purpose to keep Adrian Johnson safe in jail?
Not that I recall.
You don't recall?
No.
You don't recall saying that at the last court hearing?
To keep him safe or to keep myself safe?
To keep him safe.
I don't recall.
Okay.
I know that we were both being threatened.
Thank you. Now, have you told police that Mr. Johnson has threatened you in the past?
I don't recall what I told the police.
That day or ever?
Ever? What do you mean by ever?
You've talked to police more than once about Mr. Johnson, correct?
Yeah.
Have you ever told the police of Lansing that he has threatened your life in the past?
The city of Lansing?
Lansing Police Department. Have you told the Lansing Police Department that that man has threatened your life before?
Threatened? I don't recall if I said threatened.
Okay. Have you told Lansing Police Department that he has hurt you in the past, physically?
Yeah,
Was that true?
yeah.
Has he threatened you before?
I don't recall. I wouldn't say threats.
Well, what springs to mind when I say threatened you?
Your Honor, I'm just going to object at this point on the grounds that these questions are overbroad. They're too vague. They
What
open
is
up.
vague about threat?
Well, Your Honor, but what's the time frame? What would be the timeline? Like, are we talking decades? Are we, we're getting into other alleged acts here already? The prosecutor has filed this petition notice. I don't know where this line of
I don't
questioning.
think that this information, well, I don't know why he's soliciting. I'm assuming that he's trying to gauge her credibility at this point.
I am.
Not anything against your client. It's not, I don't think that's what it's being used for. That's not what the court's taking it for, at least. The other thing is, I do agree that maybe it would have been helpful to narrow in a timeline, but under the circumstances where it appears we might have a hostile witness, I don't think that I can grant your objection. I'm gonna have to give him some leeway. The other issue is, I think it's very clear what, well, maybe it's not clear. I think you have a point where the vagueness of threat means, his next question was, when I say threat, what do you mean? So I think we're narrowing that down now. So I'll deny your objection at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You can proceed, Councilwoman.
Your Honor, I do need.
There's no question on the, do you need a break?
I would like him to be more specific. That's why. I can't answer.
Well, he's asking you to actually explain, so that doesn't, it allows you to explain what that word means to you.
So my question was, has he threatened you before? And you said you wouldn't call it a threat. So what wouldn't you call a threat? What are you talking about when you're hurt?
Like I'm going to hurt you, or like has he physically hurt? So usually whenever he was in active addiction or on his off his medication, he would just hurt me. He wouldn't threaten to hurt me. I guess that's why.
Okay.
That I recall, but he could have too. Like, I mean, I don't, when those instances happened and I was in trauma.
Okay, so let me just get clarification. So what you're saying is, when he asked you if you've been threatened by the defendant, you're saying if he's hurt you before without giving you pre-warning, you don't consider that a threat.
Correct.
But if he said, I'm gonna hurt you, that's what you're considering a threat.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Why did you end up going to Dicker and Deal that day?
Because when I was asking Adrian how to use my firearm, it was jamming.
Well, her comment, I believe, is being phrased as a question, so I guess technically it's not hearsay, Your Honor, but just in terms of her testifying about her own statements, it would be potentially hearsay, but my apologies. Apparently she was asking a question. Is that how you're phrasing it?
So when she was asking him about her firearm, it was jamming.
Okay. Well, all right, I will just object on the grounds it calls for potentially hearsay in terms of her response and her comments to allegedly to Mr. Johnson. Thank you.
Did you want to respond? I don't either. She's testifying about her own statements.
To describe
And-
why she went there. It's literally back on the list.
So the objections are overruled.
So, Ms. Crawford, can you please say again, I know you were cut off in the middle of that, why you ended up going to Dicker and Deal that day?
I had got what wasn't the first, it was right before all this was taking place, I had gotten some unknown callers related to a case where I'm a lead witness in Berrien County, and they were threatening my family. And that's the reason I purchased the firearm in April, because I was getting witness intimidation calls. And I have only owned a 9mm in the past, so I wasn't really that familiar with this gun because I got on sale online. And I didn't really know how to properly use it. So I was asking Adrian to assist me, because when I was trying to load it, it wasn't working. And I was worried that the guys, because they said they knew where I lived and they knew what car I drive, that they were gonna come shoot me, and I want to be able to defend myself. Even though Adrian was like, I'll defend us, I just thought, what if he wasn't there? Like, how would I not be able to defend myself against these guys from Ben Harbor? Like, how would I not?
So why did you end up going to Dicker and Deal that day?
Because I wanted the gun fixed.
Okay, what was wrong with the gun?
It wasn't, when I was loading it, it wasn't loading properly.
You said before you were caught the first time that you were talking to Adrian about it because it was jamming.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It
when did
wasn't
the gun
loading,
jam that day?
jamming. I don't know how you say it properly.
Well, you said jam. When did the gun jam that day?
Well, he was outside when it jammed.
Okay, when did it jam that day?
When I put it against my face.
Okay, so your testimony is you put it against your face, pulled the trigger and it jammed. And then you talked to Adrian about how to use it correctly.
No, I talked to Adrian how to load it before I did it.
Okay, but you said the first time that you were talking to him because it had jammed. So did
I'm
it
sorry,
jam?
you're confusing me. Can you like repeat them?
Did it
like,
jam?
without going back to back? Because I'm still like, I still have memory recall issues of that day from the traumaticness of it.
So you have difficulty remembering what happened that day?
I have difficulty remembering certain parts of it. My doctor said it's called disassociation.
Okay, so did you talk to Adrian about how to properly use the gun before or after it jammed?
Before.
Before it jammed. So you were just talking about the load the gun in general.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I first asked why you went to Dicker and Deal, you said you were talking to Adrian because the gun was jamming, about how to properly use it.
No, I
So-
said I went to Dicker and Deal because it was jamming. I wanted it fixed.
The transcript will show what the testimony was.
Okay, well,
But-
you're confusing, you're repeating the questions and you're changing them, and I can't, like, I'm gonna need a break, because you're just,
You can have a break.
thank you.
Because of your prior request, do you need the break here or do you need it any other break?
I'm coming here for now.
Okay.
If you need.
Give her a couple minutes. Okay, back on the record. Proceed.
Has Adrian ever handled that firearm before?
Yes,
You also said that Adrian says, quote, "I'll defend us," right? Meaning the two of you.
yes.
Was he referencing that gun? Talking about defending you two?
He said if we had to, if they had guns.
Now, did you send a video to the police of Mr. Johnson holding that gun?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd like to approach with what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 10. It's just a frozen image of it early on,
No problem.
if I may.
Yes.
Do you recognize what's on the computer marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 10?
That's not the photo I sent.
No. It's a screenshot from a still from People's 10. People's 10 is a video.
Oh, that's not that one with the timestamp on it and the date.
Correct. Don't worry, that will be handled in a while. But does that appear to accurately reflect the video you sent to the police?
Yes,
Your Honor, at this time, people seek to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 10 as evidence.
Any objection?
Yes, Your Honor, like a foundation. Like,
It was sent a minute.
Now, you mentioned a timestamp. When was that video from?
December 15th.
Okay, so it wasn't from the date we've been talking about, December 20th. It was from 5 days early. Is that right? Your Honor, at this time, I would seek to publish People's Exhibit 10.
Yes, I just don't know if it's gonna work with that cord in here. You might have to log into Zoom.
Oh, okay. Have there been technology issues since the last time I was here?
I don't think that's ever, since I've been in here, I don't think that cord has ever worked. You can attempt if you think it'll work.
Last time I did. It's been a minute, but.
You cannot start share because the speaker is not allowed. Let me see.
Nope, weird. Okay, I'll log into the Zoom.
I don't know what it's all about.
I warned you I was suicidal. You didn't help me. I couldn't die, Adrian.
And then I sent a request for the chair.
I just gave it to you. Did you need a moment, ma'am?
May I take an anxiety pill, Your Honor?
Yeah, do you need to step off for that?
My purse.
You can step off. We're off the record.
The court's ready, Your Honor. Thank you. This is People's 10. Think it should work with sound.
You put share sound when you did it.
Oh, I see. Share sound.
Who you at in the store, wherever,
Right, so starting from the beginning.
what you doing, where you at, who you at in the store, wherever this nigga show up at. I'm letting that nigga have it, whoever the fuck he with. And y'all can come and bring your ass.
So that's the end of People's 10. That was from, you said December 15th? And that's your gun in his hand, correct?
Yes. He was talking about the people that were threatening us.
Has he called you while this case has been going on from jail?
From Ingham County Jail, no.
Is your phone number 269-259-8821?
Yes.
Your Honor, if I could retrieve People's 7.
Yes.
I've never picked up if he called. I've never talked to him at the jail.
Do you see your number in that list of numbers called for People 7?
Yeah, and it says that what didn't connect.
Is there more than once?
It said it, yeah, it said it didn't connect, so I didn't ever, like, never saw a call from there.
But the second from the bottom. Second one from the bottom. Is that your phone number?
Yeah, it says didn't connect.
Where does it say didn't connect again?
It says it was charged 0, caller party hung up, called party hung up.
And do you see that there where it says 14 minutes and 13 seconds long?
Yeah, where is this from though? The Ingham County Jail or the City County Jail?
Ma'am, has he called you from jail while this case has been going on?
From the Ingham County Jail, no.
Has
But
he
he
called you
did-
from the city county jail?
Yes, he did call me once from the city jail.
So you're still saying, despite this in front of you, you did not talk to him while he was in the Ingham County jail?
Not that I recall, no. I called the Ingham County Jail and they said they had no calls to me from there.
Ma'am, this has already been admitted as a record of the calls he made from the Ingham County jail, showing that he has called you many times and has spoken with you. For the first one was 14 minutes and 13 seconds on December 21st. Then on December 22nd, he spoke to you for 7 minutes, 39 seconds. You're still saying you haven't spoken to him from jail.
That was the city jail. It had to have been because I didn't get any calls from the Ingham County Jail.
I can return this to the board. Your Honor.
Okay,
Like I say, I can't be sure.
Okay, so you're not sure if he called you from the Ingham County jail?
Just by what the officer told me.
Nope, I'm not asking about what the officer told you. Do you recall talking with him more than once while he was in jail for this case?
I only recall talking to him once. The other
Okay.
time he could talk to my son.
Okay. Now, you've said a few times now that you cannot remember what you told police at Dicker and Geo on December 20th, but just that you talked with them. Is that right?
Yes, I don't even remember getting home that day.
Okay. I'd like to approach what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 9. Let's pause at the 5-minute mark. Ms. Crawford, is that you?
Yeah,
Is that you at Dicker and Geo?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. That looks like a locker room.
Is there a date and time at the top right?
Yeah,
Could you please say what that date and time is?
12/20, 1300 hours, 9 minutes, 54 seconds.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, the people would seek to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 9 under MRE 803 subsection 5, recorded recollection. As the witnesses testified, she cannot remember what she said that day. Therefore, the rules against hearsay do not apply to those videos.
Mr. Starks.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll object on grounds of lack of foundation. Thank you.
Okay, I think the witness is being very clear that she doesn't have any recollection. Your exhibit is admitted.
Thank you. And permission to publish?
Yes.
And I'm starting from the 2-minute, 32-second mark. Cool.
Is there supposed to be volume? Okay.
That's supposed to be moving.
There's sometimes a lag.
Hold on, let me stop the chain, try again. I know my computer's had problems with the internet access lag.
No, there's definitely a lag in here. Especially, I don't know if it's when we go through the Polycom that way versus the cord. The cord never works in here, and I don't know why.
You know, kind of a brief moment.
Take your time.
Fix my texture. You actually appear to be with the video player. Apologies. Try this again now.
Okay.
She's sitting right here.
Hello. I'm Officer Havard. Can you tell me what happened today?
That's my ex-husband.
Mhm.
I've had a PPO on him since April, but he won't leave. Then I've been trying to get the courage to call the police, but I'm always scared that he's gonna run right out. And like, I just keep telling him more and more and more, like that I want him to leave. Like, will you please just let me leave? And he was like, no. And I've been recording him like when he chokes me, and then I say, why do you choke me? And he'll say, because you make me mad.
Okay.
And then
We
like,
got her sitting here, so you guys can
and
talk.
then I asked him again if he would leave today, and he pushed me in the bed, and he put the gun on my cheek, and he pulled the trigger, and it jammed. And then he told me that I have to take the gun to this place and get a different gun because that one doesn't work. And so he brought the gun in here and set it there, and then we walked outside. And I'm just so scared he's gonna get out. This is why I haven't been fun. I'm just scared. I don't know what to do.
Okay. It's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so scared.
So you have recordings of
If you
him?
look, yes, and if you look up his record from Kalamazoo, he has lots of domestic violence calls for me, and choking and stuff like that for me. But they didn't work. Like every single time he went to jail, he would get right out, and then they would have too many cases to press charges or something. I don't know. I just feel like I've been trying to get away from him. I divorced him, and then I got remarried, and he was gone for a year, but he was on drugs. And then when he got clean again, then he came back for me, and he said that he said he's gonna kill my husband, that he made me divorce. He put a gun to my head and made me divorce him, and then I have some recordings.
When did all this happen?
This just all happened now, but just in this past couple days, it's been the worst.
The gun thing happened today?
Yeah, like it was more like I took pictures when he was in the when he was in the bathroom. Just be careful with the gun because his fingerprints are all over it, and if you touch it, then it might take them off.
Okay. So that's from the gun?
Yeah, it's a 22. It's still on here.
No, not anymore. Okay. How long did he have the gun pressed to your face?
Not very long because the jam is still here a little bit. Do you see?
Yeah, I see a little mark.
You can see if you check the gun that is jammed. Like you can't shoot it. Like that's the only reason why I'm alive.
Okay. Do you have an ID on you?
Sorry, guys, I'm just punching in.
Yeah.
From lunch. I'm not saying about it.
You're good to go for duty.
Can you just check that he has a PPO like I am?
So there is a PPO against him, but it's not It's not been served yet, so we have to serve him.
It is served. I did serve him.
So we don't have record that he's been served.
I just texted it to his phone. You can ask him, does he know he has a PPO? And he'll tell you yes.
The issue is, we have to have record that's been served, but he is going to go to jail today for domestic violence, okay? So we're going to serve him now, so it gets officially served, and that there's record that it's been served, and we can enforce that from now on, okay? Do you have an ID on you?
Afraid that he's gonna come back for me, a DV he can find out of.
I understand, but he's also got the PPO against you, okay?
Why is it DV when he tried to kill me? That's still DV.
It's felony domestic violence, but
it's not misdemeanor.
No,
He
it's
probably
gonna
won't have a really $100 bond.
I can't tell you what the judge is going to do, so I don't know, but it's going to be a felony.
I'm scared.
You have the gun in the back room, untouched, so.
I thought I had my license on me. I don't know.
That's
He must have took it out of here.
That's okay.
Here's my veteran card.
That's fine.
I know my license number by heart.
Is that legally how you spell your name?
Yes, and then I'm trying to find some videos from the other day. Here's when he was waving a gun at me.
That's from today?
Monday. And then
What's your middle name? How do you spell
JoyBrandi. And then he was.
it? Your middle name is Joy?
Where you at in the store, wherever this nigga show up at, I'm letting that nigga have it or wherever the fuck he went. And y'all can come and bring your ass. What you doing? Where you at? Shoot the fuck out of Rome. I'ma shoot this shit out of Rome. Oh, shoot the fuck out of Rome.
Is Ron your...
Rome is my ex-husband.
Okay.
Rome, R-O-M-E.
Rome? All right. What's your date of birth?
7/26/79.
7/26/79? Okay.
Good job, Ron.
And what is your current address?
Sorry.
What's your current address?
1030 South Holmes, Holmes Street. Oh God, I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Is there an apartment number or is it a house?
Apartment 105.
105. Okay. All right. And what's a good phone number for you?
269-259-8821.
8821. 17. Can you pull me a number?
Is he trying to find you guys?
No, we have him in custody.
7463.
Okay. So let me understand, so I know exactly what's going on. So, did you stay with him last night?
He lives with me.
He lives with you?
Like he
Okay.
won't leave.
Okay.
He's this started in South Carolina before I moved up here to be closer to my son after my dad passed away. I came closer to my son, and he lives a couple blocks from me. He's a senior at Michigan State, and
Okay. So,
he
so today, you gotta focus on today, all right?
okay.
So, how did the argument start? What happened
I
exactly?
didn't argue with him. I just asked him if he would leave again.
You asked him to leave, and what did he say to you?
He said, "Fuck you, bitch. I'm not gonna leave. You can't tell me what to do. I told you you're never gonna leave. You're always gonna be with me." I know I got recorded. It's kind of like him saying similar things. And I just was crying, and he was like, I can tell you're gonna be with him. I can tell. He even set him up, my ex-husband, and he's in jail. So it's all crazy what he did. He did a lot of stuff. He did a lot of crazy things. And he just couldn't handle, because I've been with him for like 14 years, that when I divorced and then moved on with someone else. So he's wanted to kill both of us. He tried to he put a gun on my head in January 8th, 2024, and forced me to go to the courthouse and file for divorce. And I never got to like even say goodbye to my husband. And he's really been torturing me ever since. Even when my dad died, he got on my chest and choked me. And he's just choked me a lot of times. And I asked him on recording why he chokes me, and he just said because I make him angry. I don't do anything to make him angry, because I know what he does when he's angry, so I don't do anything to try to make him angry. I really walk on eggshells all the time, and I'm in therapy, and my therapist knows about it and everything.
Okay.
But my therapist, like everybody,
So
everybody just
I
doesn't know
understand.
how to get me to safely, you know. Everyone wants to help me, but like it takes me to be able to be not scared,
That's okay.
to not be scared to call the police. And I've been scared because I know he told me if I ever call the police and he will kill me, but now he's trying to kill me when I didn't even call the police. So I sometimes he checks my phone, so I don't know if it's because I downloaded this yesterday. When I'm sleeping, he might have found it. I don't know. I've just been like really ignoring him, and like I know you just can tell him like.
Okay. So again, I need some details for the report for today. Okay. So you tell him to leave. He says he's not going to leave. And then what exactly did he do?
He just does what he always does, just yells and screams and pushes me or whatever. And so he just pushed me down. He grabs he always keeps, it's my gun, it's my registered gun. I got it because I thought that he was gonna kill me with his gun. I think he said he lost it because I haven't seen him have it. And he had like a Glock 45 or something. And that's the one he threatened me a lot. And today when I just asked him to leave again, and I just said I want to have a good Christmas with my son. I don't want it to be tense. I just don't want it to be miserable. Like, I'm already dealing with a wrongful death lawsuit for my dad practically being murdered. I can't handle him being mean and yelling about every little thing all the time and forcing me to be with him. Like, he's literally forcing me to be with him for 2 years.
I get you've had a rough time, but I need details from what happened today.
Okay? I told you what happened.
So he yelled and screamed. Where did the gun come from?
He has always with him, like sitting on the couch, like in this video and picture.
Okay, so so he kind of always has it.
He was watching soccer and he had the gun on next to it, like he always does.
So he's yelling and screaming. At what point does he put the gun to your face?
After I said again that I didn't want to be with him, like I just kept saying, please, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be with you. You please leave me. I said, please go to your mother's house. Please, like, I just want to have a good Christmas with my son. I don't want to keep having you do this. You keep choking me. You keep doing all these horrible things. And he said, that's the least of your problems, Brandy. That's the least of your problems. I know you want to go back to your ex-husband. I know you don't love me. I can tell you don't love me. And then that's when he pushed me on the bed and he with the gun to my cheek right here, and he pulled the trigger and then the gun jammed. And then, like, I was crying and everything, and I have pictures of it where it was more prominent, yeah. And is it 22? And then I can show you the videos that where it's been happening since Monday, where he's just been really.
Yeah, she's got videos of him waving a gun around and.
Shoot the fuck out of Rome.
Rome is my ex-husband. That's why he's been so jealous.
Shoot the fuck
And
out
that's the gun. And he always has it next to him when he watches TV. And then he's talking about if I'm with him, if you find me with him.
Show up at. I'm letting that nigga have it and wherever the fuck he went. And y'all can come and bring your ass. What you doing? Where you at? Who you
Get a statement from him.
Yep, so we
Best you
gotta
can
say,
get.
well, because obviously we're getting a different story from him. We're good on our end, we can start in downtown if you want.
Yeah.
If you need anything from us.
No, if you guys want to start him down there, I'm going to finish up with her statement. I'll grab the gun and then meet you up there.
Okay, so you don't need anything.
Do you need the videos?
Yeah, I'll get that in a second. Thank you, Lynn. Okay, so after the gun jammed, what happened after that?
After that, he was mad and he just kept trying to like mess with it and everything and it wouldn't work. And then he was like, oh hell no, oh hell no, this gun's broke, this gun's broke. And then he said, you need to find me a gun shop or something because I need you to get a different gun or you need to get this fixed or something. And I was like, what do you mean? And then I'm like, I don't want to go anywhere. I want you to leave. And then I was just shaking really bad and crying. And then he just like told me to like Google the place. And I knew that this place sold guns and like, he won't ever let me have the gun like in my possession. So like he carried the gun in here and put it down on the counter and then he walked out because he's a felon, so he knows he's not supposed to like buy or sell guns. I think he killed someone before, but I don't know. It doesn't say on his record. It just says felonial assaults and stuff before I met him. And then we just came here. And then the guy put me in the back room and I called you guys, or he called you, then I talked to the lady.
Okay. I'm going to take some pictures of you. He's going to go to jail today. And we're going to make sure that PPO gets fully served. And so there's a record of it being served. And so that just look forward for me. Look forward. I'm going to do a close up of your cheeks, okay?
What if he doesn't listen to it?
You can call us. If he violates the PPO, call us immediately, okay? And we will come arrest him. Can you pull up those videos and photos again?
Yes. I was gonna try to find the video. I have to find the video where he said why he chokes me.
Can you just pull up the photos?
Just the one from. Okay.
Mind if I see your phone? I'm just gonna send it to myself so I can add attachments to the report, okay?
Okay. Do you want to do the videos too, so they know he had the gun?
Yep, I will get everything that is gonna be necessary for the case.
It only was on Monday that I took those though. I had the other ones. I sent to my email because he always gets my phone, so I always have to delete everything.
Okay. Do you mind if I email him?
No, go ahead. He's probably just gonna deny everything. He always does. Go up.
And this is from Monday.
Yeah. Probably screenshot it or. driver's license. I feel like such a weak person. Do I have to go there to the court and around him? When he gets arraigned, do I have to be there?
Not when he gets arraigned, but when it goes to trial, you'll have to be there.
Did he try to run in the car when he came?
No,
Was he in the passenger or the driving passenger?
passengers.
So he has my keys.
Is the car registered to you?
Yeah, it's my car.
Okay, we'll get the keys back from you. Seventeen to those other units. If he has keys to the car, can you get him for my RP? Oh. 17 disregard. They appeared.
Thank you.
Do you want to check the official charges?
I'll call the jail. And then it's going to be felonious domestic. They're not coming through. Can you pull up your email to see if they sent?
It's probably better if I do it like one at a time. Which one do you want? The videos, right?
Yeah, all the pictures and videos of
Okay,
him
with
on
the guy.
Monday.
Okay.
And then obviously the ones from today.
Sorry, Ramil, you made me do this. I just updated my iPhone.
Ma'am, you can't talk over the video.
You did that when you did it?
Yeah.
Ma'am.
You have to it only keeps videos for 30 days on iCloud. So when you get it, you're gonna have to I don't know, record it a different way. Which one did you put, large?
Just the actual.
Oh, okay. Usually I do medium. If it doesn't do it, then I'll have to use mail drop. If you don't get it this time.
Okay.
Did it work?
70.
You asked me to come in this blue cell phone in the passenger seat. Won't fit him.
It's a blue cell phone, his or yours?
I'm sorry.
There's a blue cell phone in the car. Is that his?
It must be because I have mine.
Okay. 17. She's saying it's not hers.
Did you get it?
I got something. Let me check. So I got the pictures. Okay, so they should be coming through just slowly.
I'll do mail drop in case too if you want to do it if you don't get it because you have to
I
use mail
remember.
drop.
Yeah.
Just let me push the send part. What should I put subject?
It doesn't
Randy
matter.
Crawford.
You don't even need one.
Mail
email draft usually is the only way you're gonna get it.
Well, if there's an issue with the videos, I'll contact you to send it a different way. But let me go get the gun, and then
Will I get it back?
once the case is done, I'll be taking it for evidence.
Oh my god, well, it's jammed anyway, so I can't.
So, yep, you'll get it back again once the case is concluded. But hang out for a second, and I'll get you a case number, okay? Yep.
And stopping at 27 minutes and 22 seconds.
Thank you.
Crawford, is it still your testimony that Adrian Johnson did not do those things to you?
Some things he did, some things he did.
What were some
Now
of the
I
things that he
remember
did?
why my doctor says I just dissociate.
Ma'am. What were some of the things that he did to you on December 20th, 2025?
On December, no, I said the stuff that I said in there that he did wasn't on December 20th.
So you're saying the things he told the officer that he'd done to you before then was true,
In Myrtle Beach, he did show me.
but your testimony is still that he did not put the gun into your face and pull the trigger that day.
Yes, my testimony showed that. When you asked me the question, about, did I tell the police that I wanted to save him or something like that? Did I tell the police that day too? You said I told the police that I wanted Adrian to be safe in jail or something like that. You asked me something like that.
Ma'am, I can't answer your questions here.
Okay, can you repeat the question that you said earlier?
What I asked was, at some point, did you say that you had made up these charges to keep him safe in jail? That was the question I asked before. You said you didn't remember doing it.
I
Now,
just know that I was disassociating, but
ma'am, you have to answer the questions I asked and only when I ask them. Now, since that day, he has called you from jail, correct?
not recently that I remember.
Since that day, he has called you from jail, correct?
He did call me from Lansing jail that I remember and asked me why would I accuse him of something he did in jail?
Did that have any impact on your testimony here today?
No.
Yeah, I have no further questions for this witness.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. No cross-examination. Thank you.
I have a question. Ma'am, you said he didn't call you from the Ingham County Jail?
That I remember. I thought it was the city jail.
Did you have any video calls with him?
My son did.
If we showed you People's Exhibit 8 with a video, a picture of you talking to him on video, would that refresh you?
I guess. It was my son's visit though, I think. Yeah, that was my son's visit.
But is that your picture? Is that you there?
Was it on
That's not
Christmas?
that's not your son in that picture, correct?
That's his name right there.
I didn't ask about the name. That's not your son's face stuff, correct?
No, that's me. I told him I was sorry. Yeah,
Okay, so you did have a video call.
that's a video call. Yeah, not a phone call.
Any redirect?
Actually, very briefly, didn't you email myself and the defense attorney at the February 9th saying he's threatened you?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this because now Mr. Pfeiffer is potentially turning himself into a witness as it relates to the contents of that communication.
It's impeachment.
That's for the purposes of impeachment, so the objections are ruled.
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
Sure. Didn't you message myself, Mr. Sarks, Michael Taylor, Stephen Cornish, and Detective Kennedy saying that Adrian threatened you? February 9th.
Can I see the email? Because I don't recall seeing threatened.
So you don't recall.
I don't recall seeing threatened, no.
What do you-
Ramil threatened me.
I'm sorry?
Ramil made me put the PPO on Adrian.
You said
Ramil
what?
asked me to do all these things because
Who
I'm
was this?
testifying.
You
This
said?
is my ex-husband. He had me serve the PPO against Adrian in the Berrien County Jail.
Okay,
And he's the one that he's got witness intimidation charges for me right now because of all of this. I no one's asking anything about Ramil. And this whole case
because
is
he's
related.
not relevant to this case.
But he's the one that told me to do all this stuff. He's the one that's threatening to kill my child. He's the one threatening to kill me and Adrian. Like, that doesn't count for anything.
Ms.
He's
Crawford.
the one that my brain is messed up. He's the one that had the guns, not Adrian.
So
That's why I disassociated, because I was getting them confused in therapy. That's why they stopped my EDMR treatment, because I was getting Ramil and Adrian confused because Ramil did so many horrible things to me. That's why he's been in jail for almost 2 years.
so
And I worked with the police to record him talking about another murder. I worked with the police, and that's why his friends are threatening me. His trial is supposed to be January 6th, 2026. And that's why it's getting the calls on that day. That's why I thought killing myself would be better, because then I wouldn't have to testify and my family would be safe. That's what matters to me, is my family being safe. Yes, Adrian has choked me. Yes, he's abused me, but he didn't try to kill me that day. I tried to kill myself, and I will not retract from that. I said that when I emailed you, I remember emailing you saying that I should keep the distance, because when I talked to Judge McCormick, she said that we need space when we had the PPO violation that she didn't give him. And she also said, and I told her about Ramil, like, forcing me to put all these things in this PPO to try to make it seem like Adrian set him up so he wouldn't go to prison because he's facing life from all his other crimes. And Judge McCormick said, just give it space and everything, and I just don't feel like I feel like I can't protect Adrian from myself, from my own brain. Like, look what I did to him just because of my fear of Ramil. And it's just, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to protect my family. I don't know how to save myself from all these guys. I don't know what to do. I'm just doing what they're telling me to do. Like, I don't know what to do, because I don't want anybody to die. I don't want to. They know where I live. They know what car I drive, and I don't even know what these guys are. That's why I filed the Clancy police report. That's why I showed the Lansing officer all the blood calls of these guys calling me. Like, he knows that. That's why he said that he would protect me with this gun. That's why he did that. Adrian's not innocent. He has abused me, but he didn't try to kill me that day. He's never used a gun on me. Ramil is the one that used the guns on me. Ramil is the one that carries the gun. It's not him. It's not him. And I'm sorry if I lied. I'm sorry. If you think I lied, it was just because I was so much trauma happened to me that day. I got the calls from the guys again, and then his trial was coming up, and I already have the preliminary trial and for him, and he just cut me. Even when I had a video call with Ramil, he said, "Why isn't he in jail? Why isn't he in jail? Why am I in jail? Why isn't he in jail?" Like, that's all. He just wouldn't get these guys to stop calling. I even tried to put money on his books and everything. I tried to get him to stop, and he wouldn't stop. And he knows it. And Adrian knows that they would do this stuff to me. He knows this. But now when you threaten my son, it's different. When you threaten my child, it's different. It's different. You don't know what I've been through with Ramil. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know. Adrian didn't try to make me divorce him, Ramil. Ramil was gonna kill me if I did all this stuff. I ran away to Myrtle Beach to get away from Ramil. I didn't want to leave my son. I've never left my only child. Adrian went with me willingly, but Ramil made me say all this in the PPO so that he made me deliver it to the jail, so that he knew that I did that, so that I blamed Adrian, so
gonna look like it was set up, but I told him it's not gonna work because I already told Detective McAfee that I already asked him if he wanted me to record reveal admitting to the murder, and he said yes. So I worked with the police to help him give Ramil away because he was killing so many people. And they never fought him, so I was trying to help so he wouldn't kill anybody else. But his friends are killers too. They just feel like it's just different in Benton Harbor how they are. I don't know how to describe it. It's just, they just don't care. And I know they've been hearing gunshots outside my apartment. I never heard those before. Anytime I've lived there. I know that they're wrong. The Lacy police said the only
Miss
thing
Crawford.
they can do is just go around
Miss
my
Crawford.
apartment. I'm sorry.
On February 9th, 2026, isn't it true you said, and I quote, in that email, I don't want to bother you guys again. I just really need protection. My doctors ask me every session, do I want to kill myself? And I always say no. They know Adrian was abusing me and trying to kill me. Adrian was upset. I moved on after I got the courage to divorce him in 2023. He went crazy. He showed up at my husband's house to kill him too. He has a nice side. When it comes to me, he has control issues. I never wanted to take him from the kids. I just know that when he went in that gun show, if they fixed the gun, it most likely wouldn't malfunction again. My doctor says the trauma lives in my body. My brain gets confused during the trauma, but I handle my life well. I'm a good person. I follow the law. I wanted to call the police so many times to help me, but whenever I didn't call Mizzou, I would get choked worse when he would get out of jail the next day. I couldn't even bring myself to serve him the PPO. When you are yelled at and choked all the time, it takes away your strength. Fear overcomes you. I think it's a good idea to keep the no contact order to other people. He's an ex-gang member and has people that will hurt me. He even had guys calling me, telling me not to testify on a case to change a narrative. It was Adrian all along. I recognized his friend's voice. If he bonds out, I am cooked. I know the judge could tell I was being threatened. That is why she didn't want to accept that affidavit. I just don't know how to not be scared of him. I've had so many emergency room panic attacks with blood pressure in the 200s. I just do whatever he says. I am very blessed that God saved me. I want to apologize for being scared. Thank you all for your time and effort. I know you all are very busy upholding justice. I respect you all very much. Law and justice is something I fight for as well. Isn't that what you sent to all those parties I listed before on February 9th, 2026?
Yes, but I also talked to Ramil that day in jail.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
I do have a follow-up question, ma'am. What, are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay, can you demonstrate to me how you put this mark on your face? And so you took the muzzle of the gun and
I
you
went like this.
and rubbed it into your cheek?
Yes.
Okay, and where was the defendant when you did this?
Outside.
Okay, and then when he comes back, or did he come back inside after that?
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, and then how did you go from this point where you're intentionally putting a gun mark on your face to you both going to Dicker and Dale?
Because I asked him, because the gun jammed when I did it, I didn't want to carry it. I was afraid it would go off, because once after I did it, I was like, I can't believe I would do this to myself. I can't believe I would take myself for my son like this.
Okay, so what you're saying is that you put that to your face, you were intending to kill yourself?
Yes, because then I wouldn't have to testify against Ramil. I only had 2 weeks left to testify against him. Now it's postponed again. It's been postponed for a whole entire year. I just didn't want to save them. Those guys kept calling and calling, and they keep calling. And they're telling me if I testify against Rome, they're gonna kill everyone. Like, what am I supposed to do?
No questions, Your Honor.
No follow-up, Your Honor.
You may be excused, ma'am.
Thank you.
You can call your next witness.
Thank you. Just let me check who's here. I know Officer
Take your time.
Large had reached out to. I'll have an answer for the next.
Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Swear.
Okay. You can state your first and last name and then spell both.
My name is Hayden Havard, Hayden, Havard.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm going to keep this exceptionally brief. Where are you currently employed?
I'm employed with the Lansing Police Department.
And what is your role there?
My role is a law enforcement officer.
Were you working that capacity on December 20th, 2025?
I was.
On that day, did you end up going out to the Dicker and Deal pawn shop in Lansing?
Yes.
Did you end up making contact with Brandy Crawford?
Yes.
Did you end up recovering a gun?
Yes.
Here, if I could retrieve, I think it's People's 3. People's 4, my mistake. I'm showing you what's marked and admitted as People's 4. Is that the gun that you retrieved?
Yes.
And then I'd like to approach what's been marked People's 5 and 6. Do you recognize what's in People's proposed 5 and 6?
I do.
How do you recognize them?
That is the firearm and ammunition that I seized on the stage.
Does that appear to accurately reflect what you see?
Yes.
At this time, people would like to submit People's proposed exhibits 5 and 6 into evidence.
Mr. Sarks,
Thank you, Your Honor. Objection by foundation.
objections on the rule 5 and 6 are admitted.
Was there anything notable about this firearm when you examined it?
The gun was jammed when I took it into possession.
And the hammer there in People's 4, is that cocked back there?
It is.
Is that the firing position for that revolver?
Yes.
And those bullets, were those in the gun?
Yes.
Thank you. Your Honor, this time people have no further questions for this witness.
Cross-examination.
No questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
You may be excused. Thank you.
Apologize to your wife. No. Your Honor, just as a point of order for officers for future cases, if their wife is actively having a baby, they're allowed to not come to this exam, right? And get a different date?
Correct.
Oh, man.
Congratulations.
Seriously, congratulations. Go, let's run.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you. And if I could publish 5 and 6 to the court.
Yes, thank you.
People call Officer Isabella Dominguez. Ran up there.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
Yes, sir.
You can have a seat. State your first and last name and spell both.
Isabella Dominguez, ISABELLA DOMINGUEZ.
Thank you. Good morning, Ms. Dominguez. Where are you currently employed?
City of Lansing Police Department.
And what is your role there?
I am a police officer.
How long have you been a police officer at the LPD?
A little over 1 year.
Now, were you working in that capacity on December 20th, 2025?
I was.
On that day, did you end up responding out to the Dicker and Deal in Lansing on Cedar Street?
Yes.
Did you end up making contact with Adrian Johnson?
Yes.
Do you see that man here today?
Yes.
Could you please point out where he's sitting? Maybe something that he's wearing that the people around him aren't.
He's sitting right there.
The record could reflect she's identified the defendant.
Any objections to identification?
Yes, Your Honor, like a foundation. Thank you.
Noted.
Thank you. Did you speak with him?
Yes,
And without getting too into the weeds, did you talk with him about a firearm?
I did.
And what did he say about that gun?
He said that it did not belong to him, and it belonged to Brandon Crawford. He stated he knew where the gun is located within the house, except under the bed. He stated he has touched it in the past, but he's never used it.
Now, were you one of the officers who took Mr. Johnson into custody? Did you end up running him through the official government systems?
Yes.
And did you end up looking at his criminal history?
Yes.
And did you see that on March 4th, 2019, he was convicted of possession of controlled substance less than 25 grams out of Kalamazoo County?
Yes.
Thank you. Your Honor, at this time, I have no further questions for this witness.
Cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just briefly, was Mr. Johnson in custody when you were asking him questions?
At that time, he was detained.
Okay. And was he advised of his Miranda rights?
Yes.
Okay. And did he consent was he advised of his rights to counsel?
Yes.
And did he waive those rights?
No. I'm sorry. Yes, he did.
And he was not free to leave at that point that you were questioning, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further.
No further questions.
Thank you. You may be excused.
Thank you.
You can call your next witness.
I have no further witnesses, Your Honor. People would rest.
Is the defense calling witnesses today?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Give me 5 minutes.
Thank you, Your Honor. People are going to be seeking bind over the original 5 counts as well as 2 added counts relating to what's shown on the video from December 15th, 2025. That being an added count 6 of firearm possession by a prohibited person and added count 7 felony firearm. Because it's literally on camera on that day holding a gun. It was not supposed to be. But to the incident on December 20th. Brittany Crawford told the officers, "This man put a gun into my cheek and pulled the trigger, and it jammed." He then made her go to Dicker and Deal to get a working gun. She took a photograph of the injury, sorry, not injury, of the indent left in her cheek shortly after it happened when he had went outside. She was able to. And then once at Dicker and Deal, she had them call the police for her. The officer recovered the firearm and found it not only loaded, but jammed in the firing position. I said this before, it is a miracle that she is still alive. She should have died when that man pulled the trigger. We're lucky that she didn't. But that is assault with intent to murder. He tried to kill her, and he just failed. And it's, again, by an act of God that he failed, that a revolver of all things jammed. And then, possession by a prohibited person, by someone with a felony conviction, as testified to by the officer. He's not allowed to have it. Not supposed to have it. He had a gun. Which is why we have with intent to murder for count 1, firearm possession by a prohibited person for count 2, and then accompanying felony firearms for each. Now, I could not possibly address bind over without addressing Ms. Crawford's testimony here today. We have 2 stories. We have the story that was told to the officers that day, supported by the physical evidence that they recovered. And then we have the statements here from Ms. Crawford, which varied, which frankly, the people do not believe, especially given that it kept changing. Because it was, no, he didn't do what I did to kill myself, but then it was, no, 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 I made this all up because my ex-husband, Rome, is threatening me and making me do this. Those 2 things don't mesh. Those 2 statements don't work together. What is significantly more plausible is that this is a woman who's been abused by multiple men, including Mr. Johnson, who has assaulted her, choked her, threatened, who, as she told the officer that day, threatened to kill her if she went to the police, who, when she had gone to the police in the past in Kalamazoo, he'd just get right out and then he would choke her even worse. And that the reason that she finally came forward was because, well, he said that he would kill me if I went to the police, but today he tried to kill me and I didn't go to the police. So at this point, I'm going to the police. And then we have the fact that he has been contacting her from jail, that he's been having other people contact her on his behalf. She did not want to talk about those contacts, which is why she kept saying, no, no, I didn't actually talk to him from the jail, even when confronted with the written records showing that he had called her and talked to her for lengthy periods of time. And while she said, no, the fact that he has been talking to her, the fact that other people have been talking to her has not affected her testimony today. The fact that that happened in between what we saw when she's talking with the officers at Dicker and Deal and today, she wants to say that didn't affect her testimony. That didn't affect her changing statements. The people do not believe that that is true. People believe that that absolutely affected her, that that is the reason why we're dealing with a recant, as we do in many domestic violence cases, because we have a man violating court orders to continue to exert his power and control over her that he had built up over years of a relationship before he got to this point. I would ask this court to not reward him for being such a successful abuser. That is why the 27C hearsay exception exists. Literally, when the legislature wrote it, they noted how there are recantations so frequently in these cases that it would be a disservice to justice to not allow the statements to the police officers in as substantive evidence. So I would ask that you bind over on the requested 5 counts, and then an added count 6, firearm possession by a prohibited person, and added count 7, accompanying felony firearm, both with a date, December 15th, 2025. Thank you.
Mr. Simmons.
Thank you, Your Honor. Defense would object and request respectfully that Your Honor dismiss all of these counts. Respectfully, the people have not met their burden of proof. I will just start briefly with the requested added counts of possession by a prohibited person and referring to count 2. The extent of any testimony regarding any alleged previous conviction came in through an officer Dominguez, and it was only to the effect that the officer had reviewed a lien entry or something along those lines. Forgive me, I don't remember what her exact statements were, but Your Honor, respectfully, that should be insufficient for the purposes of establishing the important elements as relates to that particular charge, because in contrast to other scenarios, we don't have a certified record of conviction. We don't have any more affirmative or dispositive evidence that there actually was a conviction in place. Respectfully, this officer's testimony about something that she might have seen in a criminal history is insufficient for the purposes of establishing that element. Obviously, Your Honor, the testimony was what it was about allegedly Mr. Johnson being in possession of the item. There's a lot of very clear testimony that it was Miss Crawford's gun, and in terms of the time, dates, and stamps, respectfully, perhaps there was a mistake there. I don't know. We're talking about cell phone video and of course, Miss Crawford's testimony as it relates to the alleged incident on December 15th. And since we're discussing Miss Crawford's testimony, I will then transition into respectfully why counts 1 and counts 3 should be dismissed at this time. And respectfully, we do have competing versions of alleged events here, because the statements are so inherently contradictory, and because Ms. Crawford did raise serious questions about her previous statements to the police, respectfully have not met their burden. And while credibility is a very low bar for the purposes of a preliminary examination, still based on Ms. Crawford's statements, based on the totality of her presentation of her statements, based on the numerous contradictions across all her statements, respectfully, the people have not met their burden, and she did, testify to a narrative which would negate count 1 directly, albeit certainly the prosecutor has attempted to impeach her based on that statement. And with that, Your Honor, that would also apply to that count 3, which is felony firearm, which attaches to count 1. So in totality, Your Honor, based on all the testimony here, the defense respectfully requests that all these counts be dismissed. Thank you.
Very briefly, Your Honor. People's Exhibit 9 that had her statements to the police in it, that is not impeachment. That is substantive evidence admitted as such. Secondly, the officer's statements about his criminal history is sufficient for a probable cause standard for those elements for possession by a prohibited person. That's what we're here for, probable cause.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Johnson, today was the date scheduled to proceed with your preliminary examination, which we did have other dates where issues were addressed relative to how we could proceed with this preliminary examination. But today was the only day we took testimony as it relates to probable cause. So the burden is on the prosecutor. They have to establish that they have sufficient probable cause that a felony or the felonies you were charged with were committed, and sufficient probable cause to charge you as the individual who has committed these alleged acts. And so this is not trial. They don't have to prove each other beyond a reasonable doubt. They only have to establish more than mere suspicion that these actions took place. The court will be the sole and only, excuse me, determiner of any credibility issues at this juncture. And then we also can weigh the people's likelihood of success at trial. I'm also going to measure whether or not the evidence raises reasonable doubt about your guilt in an effort for it to proceed to a trial. We have here first testimony from, well, we had testimony from Detective Stephanie Kennedy. She was able to identify you as the person in the court as Mr. Adrian Johnson. Then the testimony was elicited from Brandy Crawford, who is the alleged victim in this matter. She testified that on or about the date of December 20th, 2025, that she and the defendant were present at the address of 1030 South Holmes in Lansing, Michigan, which makes venue in this court appropriate. And she identifies that address to be her home. When questioned, she did testify that during that date, she and the defendant left her home and went to Dickering-Dale. When questioned about why she went to Dickering-Dale or why she was speaking with the police, she had a lapse of memory, at least that's what she testified to. She admitted to owning a .22 revolver. She stated on her direct examination that she, on the date in question, pressed this .22 revolver up against her cheek and it left a mark. Again, there was some back and forth about whether or not she had any recollection of the incident from that date. It was unclear at first if she recalled all of the incident, and later she said it was portions of the incident that she recalled, other portions she did not. The prosecution was able to play a video at some point to help refresh the witness's recollection of what she shared with the police on the date and time in question. The prosecution also admitted some exhibits. One of those exhibits being People's Exhibit 3, which was taken on or about December 20th at 12:05 p.m. And it's a picture of the alleged victim with a circular marking on her cheek, which appears to be consistent with that would have been created by placing the firearm up to her cheek. There was also People's Exhibits 4 and 5 and 6 that were admitted that shows the firearm in question that the witness testified was in fact her firearm. This case has got to be one of the most disturbing situations I've dealt with since my time on the bench. And the reason why is because we have one of two things happening here. Either way, it's a grave danger before us. Either the danger is that Mr. Johnson is extremely violent and volatile and attempted to kill Ms. Crawford on or about December 12th. Or the danger is that Ms. Crawford is extremely manipulative, conniving, and lying. And because of whatever's going on, not just in her psychosis, but whatever's going on between her and this supposed other person, I don't know if his name is Romeo or Romeo, that Mr. Johnson has now been accused of a crime that's punishable. He's facing up to life, I believe, and then has been sitting in the custody of the jail since December 21st. And if, in fact, Ms. Crawford would be lying, she made this all up, and he's wrongfully sitting into the jail. Again, the court has to assess credibility, and I think it is undoubtedly, without question, that we have some credibility issues here in this court. Ms. Crawford has been a very difficult and hostile witness from the beginning. I think even before we ever took any testimony, there was information or documents sent to the court that were purported to be an affidavit, I believe, from Ms. Crawford that she had notarized. And in that statement, she recants absolutely everything that she would have told the police. At the time, the court's not clear what it was that she told the police, other than what was in the affidavit of probable cause that led to these charges being issued. Again, one being assault with intent to murder. During that same time frame, the first court date, the court is also made aware of allegations that the defendant has violated the bond conditions by having contact or communication with the protected party. And that an investigator would be assigned. The court did arraign Mr. Johnson on those violations. We've since had a hearing today to which the court sustained the violations. However, although the court sustained the violations, I will say this, I found it to be interesting that neither of the parties, although this has been investigated, there's been reports, you even have exactly what was said on these calls. Neither the prosecutor or even the defense attorney bothered to question the witness about the nature of these conversations during these protected calls, because they're important. There was no testimony here or no evidence brought out that would support that, although the conversation may have included some information about this case, that it was the defendant attempting to put pressure or to intimidate this witness. That was not brought forth. I think it was very interesting that no questions or statements were brought into the record, although the court obviously got a police report with the statements and everything that was stated in there in order to move forward with the PA 53. The court already has judicial notice as to the nature of these conversations. The nature of the conversations, although still a violation of Mr. Johnson's bond, was very consistent with the affidavit. And we watched a witness go on for minutes, hysterical, stating again things that are consistent with the conversations that were had either directly or through third party on these conversations that were not supposed to be happening with her through, I believe, her son or his son while he was in the custody of the jail. Multiple times, even in other appearances before we could even be officially on the record, has Ms. Crawford tried to blurt out something about a case in another county involving someone named Rome or Romeo or Ramil, who was the cause of whatever prompted her to say what she said that landed this defendant in court. Ms. Crawford was counseled and advised multiple times that she should get an attorney because what she was doing would constitute perjury and is and should be charged and actionable under the law. She was counseled multiple times. It will also be stated on this record that she made the court aware on the previous record that she did not care, that she felt she still needed to say what she needed to say, although the court would not allow her to do that without advising her to try to get an attorney. She returned to the court, I believe it was January 9th, without an attorney. During that time frame, or in between that time frame, she had filed more things and had made multiple communications with the court demanding ADA accommodations and other requests for advocates and such, to which the court addressed on the record during the January 9th court date. After that January 9th court date, even though the court went through what was requested by the victim, the alleged victim, verbatim on the record, line by line, the court later received communication by way of Ms. Crawford that she was, I think she called the court and said that she was going to commit suicide, to which the court staff sent law enforcement to do a welfare check. My understanding is that she was taken to the hospital and hospitalized as a result of the same psychosis that I believe brought us here today. The court also later received complaints that had been filed, I think, through the state court administrative office and some requests through legislation indicating that Ms. Crawford disputed some of her requests, although the court made them clear on the record what she requested and how it would be addressed. She also stated that her rights had been denied or by the court, which was untrue. Since then, since having addressed that request, we received numerous other communications from Ms. Crawford, even this week or the last week and this week in preparation for today's court date. I have no reason but to find everything out of her mouth to lack credibility. I believe that she's lying, or that she lied to the police, I should say, on the date and time in question, and that's because it's corroborated by the communications they had on these phone calls. There wasn't communications about you need to remove this or you need to take care of this. Their communications was her repeatedly apologizing, saying the same thing she said now, which is, I did this because I thought it was going to be to protect you and it was only for a short time. And what I hear or see from the defendant is somebody who is crazy in love. And although someone would lie and put you at risk, put your life at risk, and lie and say you tried to kill him, he's like, I understand, and whatever, I'm just happy I heard from you, whatever the case may be. There's nothing there that shows me that Mr. Johnson was trying to intimidate her or to control the narrative, but that she was making it clear why she lied in the first place. And even her son appearing to, or whoever the third party was having the communication, appearing to support that this statement or these statements made to the police were lies. I watched the video that was played in People's Exhibit 9, and I can guarantee you it read to me nothing more than a performance. I believe that the witness is conniving. I believe she is a master manipulator. I believe that there was enough evidence there for the prosecution to pick that out and to know that this is not a case that should move forward, but maybe because of the way the scenario rolled out, where we have someone who's trying to perjure themselves, we have to go through these steps so that we can move forward. But I believe and I hope that the prosecution intends to charge her for perjury. We have a man that's been sitting in jail on a $400,000 cash surety bond since December 21st because someone lied. And they got before this court and lied again. And if the prosecution for the Ingham County does not issue charges against her, it's very telling. There was also evidence or enough evidence there based off her statements, the phone calls, and her attempt to recant that maybe the prosecution can have the investigators look into what she's saying as to why she lied. Maybe that could corroborate the fact that she's saying that I lied because this person has been threatening me. Did anybody even bother to look into that? Whether they did or not really doesn't matter. The case is dismissed for lack of probable cause.
Be clear, Your Honor, does that include him holding the?
Absolutely everything is dismissed for lack of probable cause.
Okay. PA 53 then would be time served.
Time served.
I will say a decision on the other front will be made by someone who is not needed.
I understand.
Thank you, John.
Best wishes to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh my God.
Can I treat the exhibits?
Yes, they're right there.
Thank you.
Sure, this afternoon.
I'll be in my office.
Oh,
okay.
I just assumed they could do them.
For once, I don't have anything in the afternoon.
Okay.
clarity from it. It's nice.
There was somebody in the waiting room, but.
So if you need to go to work, just call us. So,
Well, no, I'll see if someone else can handle it first. When you're on vacation.
yeah, no worries.
No, Mr. Riley's fine. Yeah, well, he's too late.
Yep. Like I said, sticking to the remand, it's just a bond. We all have a response for.